Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of A-Star the Podcast. I'm Abby Rolling, and today I'm joined with Juan and Riley from Young Creatives. Say what's up, guys.
Hey.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up, guys? I'm so happy to
the
finally
iconic thing.
sit here and get diving deep into what you guys are all about, because I'm happy to finally find people who resonate so much with my vision and my goals. My brand A-Star is really dedicated to creativity and learning. That way we can, work for ourselves and have fun while doing it. So,
That's the name of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, we all create stuff. We want to do it full time.
Right.
How do you do that? So,
yeah.
Thank you for having us, Abby.
Yes,
it's a pleasure. We love the aesthetic.
Yes.
We're always about aesthetics. When we enter a room, we entered, the lights were set just right. Everything was beautiful. So
this is, I don't know if you've done as many number of podcasts. This is my third one. This is also your third one. Remember
this is my fourth one.
Fourth one, because you did the interview over the
Okay.
Yep. So
it still feels new to me.
Fairly new.
It still feels new to me. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. It's new to me as well, so we're learning our way through it. I guess I want to start from the beginning. So how did this start? When did you guys meet? Just take me through that initial conversation, maybe.
Can I give him the elevator version? The fast version?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Let me start with it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. I came out to Coe College to study film. When I was a freshman in college, I was pretty much starting my career in music video production, and that's when I met Riley at a party one time, and a friend introduced us to each other, and he told me that he did music, and I would love to shoot his music videos just because I was trying to get in the door and do all of that. Throughout my college career, we pretty much worked on and off on various projects, just like passion projects, nothing too ambitious.
We did a documentary
for
prelude to my album Wonderful Vibe, which was one of my first professionally recorded albums. I went from recording in my bedroom to recording in an actual studio. So pretty much I graduated in 2018. Right at the end of the year, he had the ambitious, huge idea to throw off a sand festival, a music festival. Towards the end, and that was pretty much like our first collaborative effort to make something that was bigger than ourselves. You know, that was take it from here. Okay, so Sandfest. So like I said, we'd known each other. We met back in I think it was 2014, 2015, somewhere in there.
Okay.
He shot my first music video, and at that point it was just I was an artist, he was a filmmaker. That's how we knew each other, right? It was there was slightly a divide because I knew nothing about really film, and I know he had just moved to Iowa, so he didn't really know that many people either. Okay, so it was like a spark almost, we would finish each other's sentences and stuff like that. So it was almost like we kind of knew we should be doing more stuff together.
We were more so on the same page about stuff too. We were both just very advanced, creatively. We always understood what our ideas were.
Even when I've learned so much through film from him, but even when I wasn't as adept, I still knew the right questions to ask. I'd still ask him, why are you shooting like this? Why are you at this angle? And then same way, when he was able to get with me in the studio, he actually saw how much passion I put towards my music, and that passion for just creating is in both of us. So I think that's the first thing that drew us together. So it kind
of started off as hobby, you like doing it, you're really vibing while you're making these projects, but then when did you realize that it was more than just a hobby?
I actually think the first commonality was, it was a hobby because by definition we weren't making any money. So you'd have to consider it a hobby in that regard. But there was not a conversation I had with him where he didn't want to be a successful independent filmmaker at some point in his life. Since I've known him, he's wanted that dream. Since he's known me, I've wanted to entertain and be successful in the creative field. So
it's amazing to know that too.
Yeah. So exactly right. So when you're doing these hobbies, it's in the back of my mind, I know he wants to be the best. In the back of his mind, he knows I want to be the best. So as it's a passion project, it actually becomes something no, let's push ourselves, because one day we're going to be competing with these people and those people, and it's not going to be just small town Iowa projects. It's going to be international type stuff. So we always had that common, unspoken, like, we're trying to do something bigger here?
It was around July 2018, right after Sandfest.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, let me give the rundown of Sandfest.
Oh,
So
okay,
Sandfest was a festival, real quick.
Yeah.
Sandfest, if you guys know, the viewers out there, it was lit. We got my friend Darren's, his dad, he owns Twister Gymnastics. They also acquired a 20 sand volleyball courts.
Okay.
So I pitched him the idea to like throw a huge festival out there. So
Which he's never done before.
Which he'd never done before. It was very risky, and I know a lot of people in Cedar Rapids know that, when hip hop concerts are thrown or hip hop events are thrown, there's a bad rap about them. So I was really eager to like try to get that to not be a thing. So we threw a huge festival. I think the first year we had 400 people come out, and that's huge, And then after that, we took the proceeds from that and were able to build the capital to.
Yeah. So I had just finished school. I was living in one of the college apartments, and I basically had to be out of there by August. I still had no job. I had a degree. I didn't know what I was going to do.
At this point, we had done like a couple projects, a documentary. Right. I helped him out on his senior film project. We've done a couple short films, but not really anything like this is the thing.
So what we did is we just scraped together all the money that we could, paid for a deposit to rent a duplex.
My last Dunkin' Donuts check.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had like $1,600 to our name.
Scraping the pennies.
Yeah,
literally.
And we moved in together. It was just me, him, our camera, a computer, and
our two cats.
And our two cats inside this empty apartment.
Yeah. I had another apartment at the time, but I was like, I didn't really like the roommate I was living with, so I wanted to leave there too.
Right.
So we were literally at one point for like 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of his lease, we were had all of our stuff that was going to be in our house in 2 months, but just in this little dorm room. And
you got to be in the right environment too for it. So I really love that you guys were able to find that environment together and find that apartment so that you could put your minds together and just get started on working.
And let's just draw some attention to what we actually did, because that we did, the moment was the moment that a lot of people are afraid to take. That was that leap. That was that jump. Me and him ran across the cliff, didn't know where we were going to land, and we just did it.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the moment that everyone talks about.
We were sitting in that apartment with a 24 hours to our day to make it happen. We were doing this full time. That's exactly, we were like doing it. We were running full speed.
Thought about everything. That day.
I totally get that. Like, even starting a podcast, it's like, is anybody going to watch this? Like, I hope so, but we don't know for sure. So you just do have to take the risk, and that's part of being an entrepreneur.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, if you don't take the risk, how do you even know that you should be doing this? If you're not confident enough to do it and someone else was confident enough to do it,
then you're one step behind.
Exactly.
But if you take the leap, then you may be 3 steps ahead. So it's a great way to look at it. So if you're a duo, you don't have the same lane, right? You both are into different categories. So how do you split it up?
So, like, for the most part, when we first started, it was a juggle because we didn't know exactly how to delegate. We didn't know what jobs, like, am I comfortable doing this on my own? Are you comfortable doing that on your own? Should we take 3 days to edit something? Should we give ourselves 30 days to edit something? We didn't know. So it was a lot of, I wouldn't say failure, because we wanted it so much that we wouldn't let failure ever happen. So, but shortcomings and like, a couple like, dang, like.
Else don't have to be losses.
Yeah,
they
like
can be learning.
One day we forgot the camera bag downtown. We didn't lose any lenses or anything, I don't think, but we lost the camera bag because we just weren't thinking. Because a lot of the times when we do stuff like that, though, it's because we're having fun.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting there and we're like, oh man,
moment.
Boom, forgot the film camera. I forgot a film camera one time. It was an inexpensive film camera, but dang, we took photos on that thing. Yeah?
Right.
So I forgot your question because I'm just rambling.
We were just talking about like the delegation of
the delegation. Yeah. Okay. So my bad. Let me just say what I had on my mind. What I was gonna say is it's easier once we know our strengths. Mm-hmm. So as we go along, right, one of my biggest strengths is communicating, and like I like the challenge of business. I like the challenge of that grind. I like people telling me no, because that just makes me want to get the person who's going to say yes, and it just drives me. It's like that Wolf on Wall Street kind of mentality.
The passion is like booming out of you. I love it.
Yeah, and that's that same passion that made me even want to have the idea, like, bro, let's start a business. And then he was like, "You think?" I was like, "Yeah." And from that delegation, obviously, like, there's certain things that I mainly do. There's certain things that he mainly does. But then there's also things like, for instance, he's the final editor. So a lot of the times I'll do like a mock-up of a music video. Mm-hmm. I'll do like the edit. Like I'll pull all the good scenes. Like, okay, we definitely want to use the part where she bit him in the neck. Okay, we definitely want to use the part where we sped off in the fast car. It's like I'll give that. And then a lot of the times he'll put the savant sauce on it and make it like, a crazy production.
Right.
Like the quality people are
It's good
Young
to have
Creatives is
two
known
sets
for.
of eyes on one project to make sure to get the quality control and everything,
Exactly.
and making sure you watch it through 5 times. Like Juan may watch it 5 times through and be like, I can't watch this one more time. And you're like,
And
all
there's
right,
true
I got
direction.
it.
There's true direction to those things too. It's not like, these projects that we do don't happen by accident. Like we sat there and planned for this shot to happen. So also him being able to focus mainly on just, cameras, lighting, the quality aspects of things allows me to, talk to actors and, direct and stuff like that. It just makes it easier. If he's handling one thing, I'm handling the other, then we can count on each other because you're spending 100% of your time to do that. I know you got me. And you're spending 100% of your time to do that. I know you got me. And it's
Super
trust.
interesting.
Like,
So what is your secret to networking?
Okay, I'll say this and then he'll answer the next thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because we can all comment. We could both talk about everything because it's like, he networks a different way than
Right.
I network. But
I'd love to know.
so because we do so many things, we got music videos, so we need to network to artists, right? Because we want more artists to shoot music videos. We have clothing. We want more people to buy our clothes. We want more people to wear our clothes. We have, films. We need more actors. We need more people to see the films, more producers that will give us, but all those things. So it's constantly in our head. We're thinking about all those things. And so for networking, as far as music goes, it's kind of like it does it itself. If you drop a great video, a great music video, another artist is going to see that and want that quality video. So a lot of the times it's a lot of word of mouth for our networking as far as that goes. But when it comes to like, films or, something more specific like clothing, getting, influencers to wear the clothes, that drives, other people that want to be like them.
a
Well,
great
they got the Young
strategy.
Creatives hoodie. So let me go get the Young Creatives
Yeah.
hoodie, stuff like that. And then ultimately what it comes down to is our biggest thing is if we're always dropping quality content and it's in your face unavoidably, success, the only option is success, because you're gonna either get so tired of us that you unfollow us, or you're gonna see us so much that you're like, okay, I'm on board now.
Yeah, quality really does matter. Like, you want to watch the well-produced content, but also you can't argue with quantity. Like, if you post 15 Snapchat stories in one day, you posted 15. Maybe what somebody's quality is all perspective and how they're viewing it. So
yeah, exactly. And I'm sure he beats himself up about that too, because he's such a, we're such detail-oriented people that it's easy to be like, oh man, like, no, it's not good enough. It's like, dude, we could say this every day. we could keep going.
Right.
Like, no matter what we do, I think the definition of being an artist is being able, in all fields, in all mediums, painting, music, whatever it is, you're a cinematographer, it's, that it could always be better. Because no
Always.
one will create something that's perfect. In the eyes of someone else, it might be. But if you ask Picasso what his favorite painting was, he's probably going to be like, none of them. I could have done better work. I could have,
Right.
Or you ask Da Vinci what the best invention was. He probably would have been like, the one I didn't make yet. And I feel like that's how we're always like, the best thing is yet to come. So we just chug along.
always moving forward to the next one.
Yeah, I think what'll really help you out with networking is, I feel like a lot of the times, like, put yourself in the opposite shoes, right? If somebody comes up to you and wants you to check out their work, you want to believe that this person also believes in their work. You got to be authentic to whatever it is you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
Because if you're inauthentic, then people will see right through that, and they're not even going to listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's why it's really important for you as an artist to find your voice. Like, what's your perspective? Okay, like, everyone's got their own unique, different perspective. Now it's just about finding it and like showing it to the world.
Exactly.
You're not going to want to listen to somebody who's like copying somebody else's, work or ideas, right? You want to be like unique as much as you can. So I think as long as you stick to that, alongside with all of the points that you were talking about, which is like reaching out to different people who have a bigger following than you and asking them to showcase your work, that helps out a lot. That's what I learned from you. Because at first I was coming from a filmmaking and like art background, but starting this business taught me a lot about business. I've learned so much from you just being here, running the business alongside you, and I feel like now I have more of a business mind than I did before.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks to this.
I learned a lot from you too, bro.
Yeah, thanks.
Bro moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my guy, man. People don't understand. Like, when you talk about being successful, if you're doing anything, if you want to be anybody, you need at least one person that believes in you.
Yeah.
Like, at least. And if you feel like you don't have one person, I'm sure you do have one person. You just haven't met enough people.
Right.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
one of the things that you taught me a lot was adding value to things. You know, you could take this water bottle here and
Yeah.
people could see it as trash, but if you add value to it, this is
Yeah.
the last water bottle. This
Yeah.
water is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like perfect.
Exactly.
Right? Then people will see it
Yeah.
as value. You know, you got to believe in your product. You got to
Sell
believe
sell
in what
them the
you're
shirt on their
selling.
back.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Sell them the shirt
exactly.
on their back. You know,
And there's so much, like, if you go on your phone today, there's so much available to look at. So it's like, how do you make yours different from somebody else's, but
Yeah.
also unique to yourself without, just faking it till you make it? Like, you want to make sure that everything you're doing is coming from deep down inside and, like, it's actually meant to be that way.
Exactly. Yeah, and yeah, definitely. I 100% agree. And I feel like that's the essence of young creatives. If anyone takes away anything from our business, or if they've worked with us on set, the number one compliment we get is that we were like really laid back, that people like learned a lot. They felt like they
amazing.
actually, they didn't feel like they were, in the presence of people who thought they were doing better than them or more creative. It's like, no, man, it's just, we just happened to take a leap, So
You got to think of the bigger picture.
Yeah, always.
You got to think of the bigger. I can't believe that there's directors in Hollywood who literally do not give their actors bathroom breaks.
Yeah, no, tell that story. That's funny.
There's a few directors out there, like I think David Fincher was one of them, who his actor, I think it was Brad Pitt, was like literally leaving mason jars full of piss on set for the director to find because the director wouldn't let him use bathroom breaks. He had to take it like on set. And, like that's a light story. There's directors that would like scream at their actors and like throw things.
There's directors that have gotten like assault charges and like restraining orders. Like these are directors that you know and love, like that.
Yeah, that have actually made great movies.
Yeah,
And I'm like, wow,
that have made great movies, and that
Like, how are
overshadows
you guys
a lot.
Even though that's a reality, it blows my mind because, like, the consumer needs to be the first person on your mind at all times,
Yeah.
right? And the consumer goes with, like, the employee or the actor as well. So it's like, even though we have these thriving businesses, we really need to realize we're working for everybody else, that like we're working for the people that we make merch for. Like
Yeah.
we're at the bottom of the pyramid, not vice versa.
Hello.
no,
No,
definitely.
but what I would say is to that is yes. I always say all the time, like, it's so hard to say this because the average person would just be like, what are you talking about? Because it's like, I always say, if you're an artist, if you're a creator, you're actually one of the most selfless people. And then it's like, well, how does that make sense? You're always promoting yourself and you're always doing this and that. It's like, well, no, because what I create isn't for me. If I drop a song, I've listened to that song so many times, I hate it already. We worked on these logos on these shirts for hours, days, so it's by the time we drop it, it's for everyone but us.
It's a challenge too to also not excuse me. It's a challenge to not get in your head about like what you're creating too, because a lot of times you can look like a narcissist on Instagram posting selfies every single day, but it's like if you're posting a caption that actually does create value for the customer, or you're teaching them something, or it's engaging or exciting and entertaining, that's where it draws the line, I guess, for me.
Yeah, if it's your brand, it's your brand. It's what I always say. Like if you have a brand, you know what you should be doing. If you don't have a brand, that's the first step.
Yeah.
If you're an artist, if you're upcoming podcast, if you're a video production company, if you're a director, you need to have a brand. Like, what is your brand, right? If you think about anyone that's successful, I could tell you their brands. Like Wiz Khalifa, well, he smokes a lot. He wears shades. He's, really true to Pittsburgh. Everyone on his team is from Pittsburgh. If you look at Drake, okay, well, Drake's image is October's very own. He has the owl. His birthday's in October. It's right.
And we listen to those people because of their brand.
Exactly. You're not listening. So I always tell artists, like, what is stopping me from going to your song opposed to like, Kid Cudi or Travis Scott? It's like, I'm clicking Kid Cudi for a reason. It's not just his songs. It's his vibe. That's the vibe I'm in. Because I want to match Cudi's vibe. I want to match Travis Scott's vibe. I want to match these artists' vibe. Well, what is your vibe?
Right.
And that's just another word for brand, in my opinion. Like, what is your vibe? What is your essence? What are you putting out to the world? That's something that people don't think about a lot. They think about, how am I going to make money? This song is dope.
The
Let's
money
drop
will
it.
come after you decide what you're going to do with your life.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. That's why I always tell people that you should pursue whatever you're passionate about. Because if you love what you do, you're not going to work a day in your life. And don't worry about the money, because the money will come later.
Exactly. That's one thing we'll say. We'll speak on the early days real quick.
Alright.
Young creatives, before we had, now we're booked out a couple months in advance and stuff like that. And, it's a blessing. Like we're truly blessed, But when it comes to like the early days, we didn't know. Like we were maybe paid like a rent, like paying rent every month. We never were able to pay rent in advance. We were never like it was paycheck to paycheck. It's just our paychecks were coming from people paying us to do music videos and paying us to do commercials. We've elevated obviously since then, but it's still that same grind. Like, don't think that because you're doing your passion now you're not going to have to still grind. You're going to enjoy every single moment of that grind if it's your passion, and you should. If you feel like every time you do something that's going to be the thing that makes you famous or gets you success, you're not going to last.
Right.
Because the measure of success changes every time you get an accomplishment.
And we talk about moving forward after that accomplishment is done, but also like don't always be looking for the next best thing when we can be enjoying this moment right here, having this conversation, doing this podcast. Like, obviously, I'm looking forward to your guys' next video, but I'm also, like, really happy to be here and just learn.
Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, we haven't done a podcast together since Isaac Burris's podcast. He's a local singer. But
we technically were on the A1 Yola podcast.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The Sunday, the one that they always have on Sundays.
Shout out A1 Yola.
Yeah.
Shout out A1 Yola.
A1 YOLO.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah, we'll tag you. We'll connect you because they're really
Awesome.
cool. They'd be
I'd
really
love
cool
that.
guests. Yeah, they'd be really cool guests.
Thank you.
They're
That was back in August.
Yeah, that was back in August. Yeah. Oh yeah, the derecho.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you had any questions on your docket about the derecho and how we ran a production company during the derecho, but can I tell them how we ran a production company during
please,
the derecho?
go for it.
Okay, so I don't know what date it was, but we didn't get any warnings. Obviously, no one knew this was happening. I was like looking out the window. I was like, Juan, I think we should save everything. I think we should save all the files and stuff.
I had a dream about this.
Literally, you did. Oh, you did have a dream about this. Okay, so I told him, I was like, before it happened. Yeah, I told him I was like, bro, we should probably save everything.
That's so Raven.
I saw a tree, not a full tree, just like a little branch, just like fly by. I was like, we should probably like save all the stuff, bro. The power might go out. He was like, you know what? I think we. And as soon as he was about to say should, that shit went.
Literally, just
Power
everything.
out. I was working on a couple projects. I know you had something.
I was
running,
working
like,
on something. Yeah.
Lost the progress. Like we still had the files and stuff, so we're good. But so at the time, we actually had an artist staying with us. So that's something we do too. Like, if we're shooting a video with an out of town artist, like they can stay with us. We cook for them. We do we're super hospitable when it comes to that stuff. But it was the worst time to probably have that.
He was there that weekend with us. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he thugged it out with us for like a day, and we were like, oh no, it'll be back on. It'll be, like how everyone thought, right? Oh, it'll be back on. It'll be back on.
It'll be back on by 3 p.m. Oh, it'll be back on by tonight.
Yeah. Nope.
For those of you who don't know, the derecho was a natural disaster that hit in August of 2020.
Yes, hurricane force winds.
Yeah.
Without the water.
Right.
So that's pretty much what a derecho is. It's a hurricane without the water, guys.
It was a really big storm, blew trees all over the place, and power was not on for weeks on end.
Yeah.
So
we lost 80% of our canopy cover, which is the tree cover. So this summer is going to be hot as fuck.
Less oxygen, but
a lot less oxygen.
we'll get through it. Just like even watching like families, like I went and helped pick up like some of the debris in Cedar Rapids when the derecho was going on, and just seeing the community come together and neighbors being like, you need help moving that tree, like everybody was just like so awesome coming together. Exactly. So how did you guys manage to get back on track?
So after that first day and the second day, it was 24 hours. We literally waited 24 hours.
Yeah, because we work from computers, so it's like we were in a standstill, like and we needed to do something about it.
because at the time, we didn't have any way to charge our stuff. We're not, we're stuck in the mud, So we just shouted out Yola. One of the members of A1 Yola, his name is Church, and we shot a video for him, Zodiac video. Go check it out on our YouTube, Zodiac.
About a month before the derecho, we had shot it, and we hadn't met him for the first time, so it was a great connection.
Yeah, and he was in Burlington, so it's not too far, about an hour and a half or so. So we called him. We were like, bro, because he told us, he's like, if you ever need anything. And our church is more like, if you ever need anything, Jeezy, I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. That's how he talks. And I know he's going to comment under this because I sound just like you. And that was perfect impression. So I don't want to hear shit about it.
It really is.
I won't cuss anymore. Sorry about that. But yeah, no. So Church picked us up. He literally drove all the way from Burlington, picked us up. we bought at least like a week's worth of stay in a hotel, and we jumped between buying a hotel every day because we didn't know, we didn't want to buy it for a whole week and then the lights go back on in Cedar Rapids. So we were playing it by ear every day in a hotel room. Me and him set up both our computers, just editing away in this hotel for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wonder if people thought we were like computer hackers or something because we
Yeah,
just
like-
had all this like equipment. We did not look like.
I
we
was
were
like,
just
I
on
hope they don't
vacation.
think we're terrorists, because it was like not like a shady motel, but definitely not like the Marriott.
But no, that's super innovative.
It was a budget-friendly
though.
hotel.
It was a budget friendly
do what you
hotel.
gotta do.
That's a beautiful way of putting it, Juan. A budget friendly hotel. And we would always be carrying up these Macs and these hard drives and these and then like
Camera
one time the
equipment,
lady
yeah.
knocked and she like looked in. I saw her peek in and I like shut the door really quick.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you don't peek at someone's like door like that? What if I was like naked or like getting busy or like what the hell? You don't know what's going on.
Just curious.
In here. Yeah.
Hide the codes for the nuclear bombs.
Yeah, but Church was super like hospitable. He let us like crash at his place like every now and then too. Like we pretty much ran a production company out of a hotel for 2 weeks, and it was a humbling experience.
Yeah,
because-
we were helped out a lot though. Like
Yeah.
I thank Yola a lot for saving us because
we were refugees.
we
man.
were refugees for a whole week.
Yeah,
Well, that's really innovative of you guys to be able to just pick up what you're doing and move on somewhere else to pick it right back up. And I
that gave me hope.
appreciate
I was
that.
like,
Yeah.
if anything ever happened, bro, we could just like
Oh,
move
yeah,
and, like,
we're-
just get a van and
Right.
like
We're such
drive somewhere with
minimalists.
Wi-Fi.
Like I don't hold any attachment to my personal values other than my wallet, my phone, and my film camera,
Yeah.
and my cat.
Yeah, this is actually the first time we've worn our own merch.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, check it out.
We're all repping our merch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Want to
We are
talk about the merch a
youngcreatives.com.
little bit more?
Oh yes, we can.
Yeah.
So the merch is we've started doing clothing because it was like in that grind mentality we talking about like, oh my gosh, okay, well we're not making enough money just doing music videos. We wanna make enough money to go on flights and travel and network. So how do we
sure.
bring more income into the business? And I think that's an idea that everyone can soak up some knowledge from, because everyone wants to make money doing what they love. So he's artistic, I'm artistic. We both drew all the time. We both are very, graphic minded when it comes to like how we picture things. So when it came to the clothing line, it was a no brainer. It's like, hey man, I know a whole bunch of people who know how to put stuff on clothes. You know how to draw. I know how to draw. You know how to format it. Let's just do it. And we just did it the same way we said we were going to just do
picked up a
Sandfest.
pen and started?
Photoshop and Illustrator.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then Atomic Imprint. Shout out Atomic Imprint. That was
Yeah.
our first designs. Our first couple of designs, we went there. These last ones also got printed by Atomic Imprint as well. We got some new designs coming out that we're not going to Atomic Imprint for. We've actually started to do everything in house. So we have a lot of stuff on our website, guys. If you just want to go over to weareyoungcreatives.com, it's literally everything from 2 years ago when we first started making clothes, the Shinobi tee and stuff. Everything for now, we have mugs and beanies and blankets and.
I'll definitely link that
Yeah.
in the description.
Thank you.
We have
Yeah.
a new line coming out Valentine's Day, so
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's gonna be
Keep an
very
eye out
like
for that.
love centric. There might be like
Yeah.
some couples types of materials and stuff like that.
Cute.
So
Yeah, I'm really liking this so far. And like, it's so minimalistic, but also
Yeah.
like,
it can go with anything.
yeah, it's like rad.
we're both big on black. We both love black.
Yeah.
Like, we love black. So like we always try to, anytime we do a line, I know every single time we've always done some type of black hoodie or black shirt.
Just
Something.
goes
Right.
with everything.
Always.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And they
Awesome.
sell way more than white ones. People don't like buying white shirts for some reason. I don't know why. We literally had
Pit
like
stains?
40 black ones, 30.
Neither do I.
That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, it just stains so
Bunch of musty folks.
But yeah, I really like the direction you're going with it.
Thank you.
When I first saw the merch, I was like, well, I would buy a T-shirt that just says Young Creatives on it. But
And
I
that's-
really like
yeah.
the extra flair put in.
Yeah, that's great you say that, because like, when it kind of goes to show like maybe we're obviously still learning as we go. We're not perfect by any means. We don't have any merch that says Young Creatives on it.
Right.
this is
we
this
should probably
clothing
do that.
thing is definitely something that we just undertook ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
This is
But
just
it's
like
fun.
a why not? Yeah,
It's fun because now we can compare these designs in 10 years. We're gonna be like, oh,
Yeah.
look what we were doing then. And but you're right. We should have stuff that says Young Creatives on it. And we do have some.
Also,
of the,
there's like data there as well, like seeing who is supporting your
Yeah.
brand and who you can count on in times of struggle or joy.
Definitely, yeah, and that's why we just recently started a creative team that you are also a member of. It's pretty much just two. We have two group chats pretty much on Instagram where we release exclusive content to them, and throw pizza parties and give discounts and raffles on merch that we're doing, and pretty much just a good community that we can always talk to about supporting something we're doing. And the prerequisite of the group was to support what we do. So everyone in the group is doing that. So we can't thank them enough. Shout out the creative team, Team 1 and 2. Team 1 and 2. We see you.
That's a great idea, just to get the most influential people on board.
Yeah.
So that way the word is spread and you're also getting great ideas for your brand as well.
Yeah, it's also a focus group. Like if we have new designs and we show them like, hey, what do you guys think about this? Oh, I think that'd be great on a yellow. And now everyone likes that comment and everyone's like, yeah, yellow. And I'm like, okay, well, hey, maybe we should do yellow because these weren't just random folks. These were hand selected people. Like we really thought about because there's a limited number of spots. We really thought about who has supported us before, in the past, and who's actually interested in being a creative and what it means to be a creative. So we're very grateful for everyone in the creative team.
I agree.
Grateful. Shout out to everybody in the creative team.
Yes, and the pizza party is this Saturday, but whenever this drops, it's either already happened and the pizza was delicious, or
we'll probably have more pizza parties though.
we're definitely having more pizza parties. We might do like a wing and a taco party or something next.
So, other than the clothing line, what other projects, activities are coming up?
I'll say a couple, then you say a couple. Okay. Everything I don't say, you can say.
Okay. Try to go chronologically.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to do. Okay, so as of right now, obviously always pushing the clothing line, always pushing that. We just dropped our first, I would say, like, cohesive short film, Wake Up.
Oh yes.
It's a short film on social injustice. I don't want to give away too much of it, but it is in our bio. I believe it's in my bio at Riley Mobs.
Well,
it's in my bio too. It's also on our Instagram,
and it'll be in the description of this video.
Exactly.
I'm sure we can. Yes, shameless plug. The Wake Up video. It's
if you can't find it, then Wake Up.
Exactly.
It's on YouTube. Literally, just Google Young Creatives. We're the first ones that pop up.
Only ones that pop up. The brain in the plant. That's us. But yes, okay, so we have the short film, Wake Up. That's like our baby right now. We're actually submitting that to film festivals like internationally, everywhere. Like, I think we've submitted to Dubai, we've submitted in Los Angeles. So we're trying to really get that on the map. Another thing we're doing is obviously I'm recording my album. So that's like in the back of our tablet of working.
2 years in the making.
2 years in the making. Yeah. And then I'll just say the last thing, we just started casting for our next film, The Other Side, which is I'm super excited for that because
when are auditions?
Auditions are actually already closed.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have our cast.
Yeah,
Good.
we have our cast, and
Great.
I would love to shout them. You know what? Let me shout them out. Can I shout them
Please
out real
do.
quick? Just
Please
because
do.
these are amazing actors that I've wanted to work with for a while.
The Other Side is basically a short drama about a homeless man who gets an opportunity to be a driver for a very, very rich business tycoon guy.
Yeah.
And along the way, he sort of like learns about like the ugly side of like having all that money, and it really makes you think about being homeless and having money as well.
Yeah.
Shows the contrast of
Yeah.
life.
And definitely coming off Wake Up, we realized that, like we might have a talent for writing stories that have social constructs to them, like, a story that's about homelessness and the reality of that. So one thing he mentioned to me is he wants to actually sit down with homeless people, and before we finalize the script, before we say this is what they'll say and this is what they'll do, he wants to, maybe go to a couple different cities and just talk to the homeless population there and just, find out what it's actually like.
Yeah, because I've been fortunate enough to like never be homeless in my life, so it's like I don't know. That's something that you don't really think about until you're actually in those shoes.
And we don't ever want to create from an ignorant perspective of, like, I would personally never make a movie about drag and not speak to drag artists or the gay community or the LGBTQ community. I would never do that. That would be very insensitive of me to do. Obviously, I know about injustice as a young black man.
Yeah. If you want to talk to my mom, she's homeless. So,
really?
Yeah.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Your mom's homeless, like, for real?
Yeah, I mean, she has a place to stay, but it's not her own, and she's done quite a bit of couch hopping.
Then I've been homeless too. Then, then I've definitely been homeless.
Well, yeah,
but,
I would consider
that's
that
no joke
homeless,
though.
and I understand that some people do actually have to sleep on streets whenever they can, and I know that's a lot different than having a roof over your head, but even like penny
It's still just as
pitching.
discouraging and can be.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
To
Well,
know that what you're living in isn't yours. So I
Exactly.
definitely know that feeling of being on a couch.
I would have never
Yeah.
guessed that your mom was homeless. Like, you're doing very well for yourself then.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to. I mean, the goal is to obviously provide for my family as well
Yeah.
and make them proud and live
Same
for
here.
them. So,
Same here.
So keep on going on the same path. We're all on paths to success.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. That's great. Well, yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to talk to your mom.
Yeah,
just
I
about
think
some
she would be a good
authentic emotions about
perspective
that.
for
Yeah.
whatever you're going for.
But yeah, just to wrap it all up. Okay, then you're gonna go because I know I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
a whole bunch
But
of
yeah,
going
I'm
on.
really
Pretty
looking
much
forward
wake
to
up.
this.
Yeah, wake up. Short film. Just casting for The Other Side. It's a short film. And then so stay tuned for those films.
Yeah, so we're gonna film The Other Side around probably March or so once it starts to get warmed up a bit.
Maybe actually May. I was thinking.
Maybe
like,
even May.
after.
Yeah. It depends on how much we put into like pre-production, which is also as important as actually shooting the film. You know, it's about like how much
Getting all the props, locations, if they're gonna let us do it for free, or if we have to pay the
Yeah.
restaurant to let us shoot there, vice versa, all these places.
And then after that, we're gonna go to England, Manchester, England. We got to return to finish the vampire drama that we've been producing there.
Yes.
That film unfortunately got cut short because of funding and time. We started shooting that film around 2019, around the fall.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back and finish that
October.
film. Yep. And what else? Okay, so there's a superhero film that is in the finishing stages right now.
Yes, this is our
top secret
baby.
project.
Dang,
Yes.
you guys have like a portfolio
It's a
going.
film.
Yeah, this.
It was the very first film that we have produced as a company.
Real quick before you go, this script was actually written in that dorm we were talking about.
Yeah.
So this actually is the most anticipated project in Young Creative's history.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was the first script we ever like worked on together, and it was like the first ambitious project. We've been shooting that movie. We shot the movie like 2 years.
Yes.
And then
Since
it's just now in the editing
We started
process.
shooting December 2018.
Yeah.
And right now we are in the finishing touches, like doing all the VFX work, anything like any audio engineering, all the special effects, that
all the
stuff.
superhero moves and powers and
Right.
flames and zaps and all that crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
So that film is probably going to come out. We're aiming for it to come out around the summertime. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a huge blockbuster, so we want to have like everybody know about it. It's going to be a feature film, an hour and a half long.
Yes.
First feature.
Yeah, and
Oh my
Collins
gosh,
Road Theater.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And Collins Road Theater, actually in Cedar Rapids, just redid their entire theater to have social distance seating. So I think it went from like 200 seats to like 70 seats, but you know we can
still
have
use
an
it.
actual premiere, and I think that'll feel good for a lot of people to actually be able to
Yay.
get out of the house and live and watch a movie, because God knows how long it's been since we've done that.
Yeah, and that film was just literally produced like all just me and him, you know, like on every single
that's
scene.
everything self-produced.
All
like
28 scenes,
we
all
write, we
80
direct.
actors were
Wow.
all me and him. And I've never climbed a mountain before, but if I have, I feel like it would have felt like this.
Yeah,
you
definitely,
know?
definitely,
Yeah, and
yeah.
then we're not there yet. We're almost at the top.
Real quick before we switch topics, I want to shout out those actors that we
Okay,
just
yeah,
casted.
please
do.
Because they're awesome. And having one of them on for a podcast interview would be amazing. Okay, so Stephanie Schneider, Shaquille, I hope I'm saying this right. It's Shaquille Butler. And then we have Bryce Taylor and Jeremy Ebel. They'll all be playing the four leading roles in the movie The Other Side. So
Awesome.
definitely
Shout
stay
out
tuned
to
for
you
that.
guys for earning the role.
Yes.
You guys are
indeed.
amazing actors. I can't wait to work with you.
And this was the first time where we actually, you know, like had to like make some very crucial decisions as far as acting. A lot of the times, you know, sometimes you only get a couple people auditioning, and
Right.
usually only one person looks the role. But we got a lot of auditions to the point where we were thinking about changing the script in some moments because there were so many good actors, and just the script didn't call for some of the people. So we got our cast though, and we're very proud about who we got.
Awesome. I really commend you for being able to produce produce films, because films literally can last forever. Like you may have like showed Wake Up this year, but people may be watching that in 10, 15 years.
For
and
the first time.
Exactly.
I
And
always
that's
say
beautiful
that.
to
Yeah.
me.
I always say, because I was like, the first time I watched like Pursuit of Happiness, for example, that's like a performance that sticks into my mind. Like when, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but like the scene
Will
where Will
Smith,
Smith is
yeah.
sitting in the subway bathroom because he has nowhere to sleep. They're homeless with his kid, and he's like holding the door shut while the guy's like banging in there. Like, okay, well, I'm a 13-year-old kid when that movie came out. That director wasn't thinking about me, but like now anytime I'm like writing something emotional, I like a flutter, it just flicks in my head, that scene.
Right.
So I always tell him, I'm like, bro, we're not making movies for like our friends now. You know, maybe we are, but we're also making movies for the kid who was born in 2001.
Yeah.
You know, who's literally like 19 right now, who's just like, you know, or whatever.
You're leaving a legacy.
2010, he's born, you know, he's only like 10 right now. He's like, man, like, I want to make a movie. I think I want to make a movie. What's this movie?
Yeah.
Who's that? Juan Gomez? Let me check out some of his other movies. And then you see young creatives, and like that's why young creatives, you know, eventually we're going to be old, obviously, right? We're not going to switch the name to old creatives. We're just going to bring in, like, our goal is to, you know,
we'll look well for our age, yeah.
Yeah, we'll look good. We'll look good. Middle-aged creatives. We'll just change it to that. But we want to bring young people in. We want to bring other people. We want it to be a timeless company. We don't want it to be something that's like only us. Right now it has to be because, you know, we're the ones with the vision, but eventually we'll get to the point where I want to be able to bring a high schooler from my old high school and, you know, fund their play that they wrote.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a cool kid that I know that draws down the street that maybe is.
We've talked about doing scholarships too as well for like art
lovely.
students.
Oh yeah, we actually do have a scholarship. Do you want to announce that? We have a scholarship coming out next year.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we were in production to make a film called Olive, and this film was actually a film centered around one of our friends, our good friends, Ella Forbes, who had actually passed away, unfortunately, before we were able to finish shooting. Yeah, it's pretty sad. But the good thing is that Ella always wanted us to always like push creatively and like do stuff. So we're eventually gonna try to make a trailer for the movie, and hopefully we can get a remake made or something. But I forgot where I was going with this.
The scholarship.
The scholarship. So because our late great friend Ella, you know, she passed away and stuff, she was probably the best drawer I've ever seen in my life. She did tattoos. She was a tattoo artist. There's a lot of people that have her ink in Cedar Rapids because she worked at Platinum Rose, I think.
Platinum Rose, yeah.
I think it was Platinum Rose.
Yeah,
I think
I'm pretty sure it was.
I hope I'm not
yeah.
saying that wrong.
Downtown.
I hope I'm not saying that wrong. But yeah. So we have a scholarship coming out. It's going to be. I want to do 2 scholarships. They'll both be $1,000, and it'll be for any person who's pursuing. Even if you're not pursuing going to college, you know, if the money could just go towards your supplies to start your own studio or to start your own recording studio. You know, it's going to be just like, you know, we're going to have applications the same as normal. It's going to be $1,000. You know, art scholarship. So just a creative way to give back to the community. You know,
thank
and also
you for
honor our
doing
friend.
that because art doesn't get enough credit, and learning through creativity is one of the best gifts anybody could ask for. So
Definitely.
I'm just so thankful for your guys' presence and everything you've laid on the table today.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to plug us one more time.
Please do.
Young creatives, follow us. We're always looking for models, cool people, actors, fashion designers, whatever you do. You know, if you're a creative person and you want someone to take you to the next level, you need someone to help you do things a little bit better, a little bit higher quality. That's us, Young Creatives.
These are the guys for you.
Yes, thank you so much.
We'll have all the links in the description. Please follow Young Creatives because you're not going to want to miss their next post. So
No.
Thank you for joining us today. I just want to leave you with just stay creative, stay humble. Please just be yourself, be authentic and true, because when you put your eye on your passions, everything else will follow. So
Yes.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Never. All
And
right.
at the end of the day, you're either a worker or a boss. It's only 2.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.